Another week of comics is almost here. This is my weekly comic book preview show where I give you my most anticipated books on my pull list. I am so excited because this week right here is a huge week. I'm Alex. This is Graphic Novel Collector. If you like weekly comic book videos of me trying to help you pick out which books you want to pick up, and some graphic novel videos, deep dives into certain runs, artists, and writers, and of course, some top 10 videos peppered in there. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this video and get value out of it, like it. And of course, let me know what kind of books you're picking up this week. I love chopping it up with you and checking out some new books. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into this one with the most anticipated book of the week, Absolute Batman, issue number 1. Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta. Finally, the wait is over. We have the Absolute Universe. Now the fallout from DC Special. If you haven't read it, you definitely want to read the DC All-In Special. It kind of sets up the world a little bit of the Absolute Universe and kind of gives you some backstory. Now, if you don't read that, I think you're going to be fine because this is, again, a brand new... Think about the Ultimate Universe for Marvel. That, but DC characters. I'm really excited, though. We have Absolute Batman. This is a 48-page book for $4.99. That's where we're at. We're at $5 books, folks. That's just, especially the top characters. $5 is what you can expect. I'm super excited, though. Batman legend Scott Snyder and iconic artist Nick Dragotta transform the Dark Knight's tale for the modern age. No mansion, no money, no butler. What is left is the absolute Dark Knight. I am so excited of this run, not just because it's a different take on the Caped Crusader, but because of the creative team. Of course, Scott Snyder did Metal, Dark Metal, the New 52 Batman run. I trust him. I really like his writing style. And Nick Dragotta of East of West fame, really absolute, no pun intended, absolutely love his art style. I'm excited about this one. This is definitely my most anticipated book of the week. And yeah, apparently Batman's tech, his entire suit's teched out. So I'm really excited to see what they do with that. He was kind of born and raised in Crime Alley, which is obviously way different than our typical Bruce Wayne story. But yes, Absolute Batman, issue number 1. It's finally here. The wait is over. I'm so stoked for it. Next up, we have Action Comics 1070. This is another jumping on all the all-in books for DC are jumping on points. So we have new creative teams, or if it's the same creative team, they're kind of not rebooting, but just kind of soft reboot. All the continuity is the same, but it's going to be new stories, fresh stories, big stories, bombastic stories. At least that's what we're being told. So this book is 40 pages for $4.99. Superman Action Comics with Mark Waid is writing it, and the artist is Clayton Henry, and colorist is Matt Herms. I'm really excited. I like Mark Waid a lot. His comic books make sense. They are point A to point Z. We know what we're doing here. They're great comic books. The man knows how to write a comic book. Action Comics Weekly starts here with Superman superstars Mark Waid, Clayton Henry, and Mariko Tamaki. An otherworldly horror is tearing its way through Metropolis and has emerged from the Phantom Zone. Something's wrong in the zone, something terrible, and Superman must enter alone to find out what. I don't read a ton of solo Superman books. I love Superman when he's with Batman, and I really enjoy him like in bigger team books. But that being said, Mark Waid plus the All-In Initiative, I am willing to give $5 for this first issue to see if it is going to be a home run or not. I'm really enjoying Mark Waid's Batman Superman World's Finest. That run has been incredible so far. Finally, we were able to get a sequel for Kingdom Come, and I'm reading through that trade right now, and it is chef's kiss. But yes, Action Comics, issue number 1070. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on it. Next up, we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 59. This is a 32-page comic for $4.99. This is writer Zeb Wells, artist John Romita Jr., good old JRJR. This is the Amazing Spider-Man run. Zeb Wells' run is coming to an end, and Joe Kelly is picking up in issue, I believe, 61, so 2 more issues. They're saying that a lot of these last 2 books are going to kind of table set and get ready for Joe Kelly's run. Now, one thing I do want to say, I've been hot and cold, as I'm sure a lot of you have been on the Zeb Wells run. That being said, I want to see how it's setting up the 8 lives, 8 deaths of Spider-Man, the Joe Kelly first arc. So I'm excited to read this. I'm not excited to look at it because, man, John Romita Jr.'s art is just, how do I put this lightly? Not great. Terrible. But that being said, Tombstone vs. Spider-Man, you know, the last issue they said was like the most bloody issue of Spider-Man ever. I guess. I mean, there was blood, sure, but I don't know. Didn't knock my socks off. Maybe they should have done a Red Band edition. Ugh, I hate that, but yeah, it was fine. This whole run's been mid to not great, but I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm excited for Joe Kelly's run, and just, I mean, a ham sandwich at this point. But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 59. Next up, a book that I'm actually really excited for, The Autumn Kingdom issue number 2. This is $4.99. Doesn't say how many pages it is, but this is Cullen Bunn and artist Christopher Mitten. The first issue, first off, I do want to say the first issue was absolutely gorgeous. Christopher Mitten's art is pretty awesome, and the coloring on it, very good. Kind of monochromatic. But anyway, the big overarching plot of this is a writer who has his family. They're going out to a cabin in the woods. Tell me if you've heard this before. It has some, Secret Window, if you remember that movie from back in the early aughts. Secret Window vibes. The deadly dark fairy tale from the masters of folklore, Cullen Bunn and Christopher Mitten writes a frightful new chapter. Sisters Summer and Winter are shaken and bewildered in the wake of the goblin horde smashing their family's vacation cabin and absconding into the night with their parents. But the mysterious, jagged, hulking sword they stumbled upon as they fled the forest offers the young girls a surprising strength, agility, and vicious means to fight back. When they seek the shelter with an old couple in the woods, they learn the truth behind the monsters, the fairies, and the withering realm known as the Autumn Kingdom, and the deadly sacrifice it requires. I really liked the first book. I really did. That being said, I'm open to... Cullen Bunn, this first issue wasn't a horror. It had some tension, and it was kind of creepy, but definitely not horror. We'll see if this book ratchets up the horror aspects, or if this book just continues to be a tense, pretty solid read. But yeah, I'm excited. The Autumn Kingdom, if you haven't checked it out, do so. And last but certainly not least, we have Transformers issue number 13, and we have a new story arc. And if you watched my top 10 video on the top 10 best comics of last month of September, you'll know this one ranked pretty darn high. At least issue 12 did. But this is a brand new arc. Daniel Warren Johnson is still on this, and I think he's going to be on it through issue 24. But we have 28-page comic for $3.99. So shout out to Skybound and Image. And of course, Daniel Warren Johnson. And the artist on this one is Jason Howard. So not Jorge Corona that we've been used to. So that will be interesting to see if Jason Howard is going to implement his own style or like Jorge Corona, try to emulate Daniel Warren Johnson's style. And then, of course, we have Mike Spicer on the book. The art and the coloring is always excellent, but we'll see with Jason Howard how good it is. But The Secret Origin of Starscream. After a stunning events in the battle with the Decepticon, Starscream has been left for dead. Now, the secret to surviving the future may be revisiting a shocking past. So, yeah. Issue 12 was excellent. Probably the best single issue comic book that I've read this year. That being said, I am excited. Daniel Warren Johnson, I put my full trust in with this series and just with everything that he does. He has proven time and time again he knows how to create a world that feels lived in off the bat and has weight with all the decisions made by all the characters. And he's got heart, baby. So much heart. But yeah, there you have it. There are my most anticipated books that are coming out this coming comic book week. Let me know, is there anything that's coming out this week that I missed? I would love to talk with you in the comments below. Of course, if you enjoyed this or got value out of it, Hulk smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and set it to on. Also, I have a Facebook page and an Instagram. So if you want to follow me over there, Graphic Novel Collector, on both of those, you can search them up, and I'm sure you will find me. I appreciate you. Make sure, keep reading your comics. I appreciate y'all. And until the next time I see ya, catch y'all on Flippy Flop. Adios.